Today we're making an artwork organizer that looks like an envelope. I make this using a drawing board as a base. This tutorial is adaptable, so you can make one using a different size board. The steps will be the same as long as you're using felt. So this organizer's got a flap and a winding closure, just like an envelope. The difference is that I added Velcro right in the middle to make it easy to put in your artwork. The envelope's bottom got some depth built into it. So this organizer should keep your artwork away from dust. You can also personalize the front of the envelope if you wish. So let's begin. Your felt fabric should be able to wrap around the drawing board with an overlap of about 2 centimeters. That is the width of your Velcro tape. So next we're going to figure out the bottom of the envelope. Move your drawing board or whatever you're using as a base to the edges so that it lands about 6 centimeters from the edge. We're going to create the bottom by folding it down and then back up in half. Pin that down in place first. And now we have to get rid of the excess in the corner of the felt. I'm going to fold the felt over to cover the board, and I'm going to mark and cut off the excess. So this will just make the envelope less bulky and easier to sew. We're going to move up and figure out how long the flap will be. So we're going to pin the bottom folds down and then pin the overlapping part down. Now when we get to the flap part is going to be double layer. So we need the flap to be about half the length of the drawing board. Cut out the excess part that will be the inside of the envelope and also on the 2 corners. Okay, so when this part is half the length of the drawing board and we fold it in half, the length will be about 1/4 of the drawing board, which is a good size, so it looks like a flap. I'm roughly chopping off the excess, and I will go back to this part to make it look symmetrical. So over here is the bottom part, which will not have any Velcro on it because we want it to be attached to the bottom of the envelope. We're going to sew the Velcro on first. So pin the Velcro so that it can stick together like this. And we'll sew the bottom part shut. Pin the bottom panel of the envelope to the back side of the envelope so that the edges are flush. And then we will sew this down as close to the edge as possible. After that, we will top stitch the bottom and the front side together so that will form a sharp crease, just like an envelope. So you see that there will be 2 small holes on either side of on the bottom of the envelope, so don't store pins inside. Moving on to the flap. Flip the envelope to the front side, that is the side without the Velcro, and fold the flap in half towards the front of the envelope. And then we will draw a curve on the sides and sew it down. And we snipped off the excess and we'll flip it back so that the seams are hidden inside. Okay, so you will get something that looks like this. You see that the flap is quite puffy, so we're gonna top stitch around the flap. So we want to keep the flap facing downwards towards the back side of the envelope. So we're gonna fold it and stitch over this area to keep it in place. Okay, now we're going to create the winding closure. So I cut out 4 circles. They don't have to be perfect. You stitch 2 of them together to make 2 pairs. After that, I knocked out 4 holes in the middle of the circle to make it look like a button. But that is it's not necessary. If you don't have a hole punch, then you don't have to do that. You can just sew it right onto the felt. It's no problem. Then you just tie a string around the button and wind it around, and your artwork organizer is done. So thanks for watching, and subscribe if you want. I appreciate it. Okay, bye.